everyone, and welcome. For those of you who don't know me yet, my name is Brothen. I'm a doctor of physical therapy as well as a yoga instructor. I'm so happy you're here. In today's class, we'll be focusing on shoulder mobility. So it's helpful for anyone who has stiff shoulders, maybe even pain in your shoulders. And there's a few things I want to educate you about in terms of shoulder movements before we get into the class. So one term to be mindful of is shoulder external rotation and internal rotation. So when the shoulder externally rotates, it's basically rotating back in the socket here. Internal rotation is rotating in. It's really important when it comes to overhead and by your side movements because your shoulder joint opens up better when it's externally rotated overhead. So if I'm telling you in the class, thumb towards the ceiling or thumb down, that's what we're working on, is giving the shoulder a little bit more space to work with. Another important thing to know is protraction and retraction. So I'll turn sideways here. So the shoulder's connected to the shoulder blade and back, and that's usually a spot that's a little bit more easy to understand. So when your shoulder's protracting, it's basically coming forward and around the side of your body. Retraction is coming back and like you're squeezing your shoulder blades together. So there's a couple points where I will have you focus on that as well. So it's just helpful for you to know. If you want even more detailed education about the shoulder joint or any other specific body part, leave me a comment below. I'm happy to provide it if you guys would find it useful. If you find this class useful, please consider subscribing, hit the notification bell so that you won't miss a class, and hit the like button so that other people can find the class. I hope you enjoy. For this class, you may need a yoga strap or some sort of belt, a block or a shoe, and a resistance band is optional. We'll start seated either on a mat or a chair, depending on your comfort. We'll start with some neck circles, bringing your chin down, over, back, and around. Move at your own pace, but keep your spine tall and long rather than crunching down when your head goes back. And then we'll switch directions. We're focusing on the neck at the beginning because it's so closely related to the shoulder. There tends to be tightness there if you have trouble in your shoulders as well. Great, and then bring your head back to center after this last circle. Keep your nose forward, but tilt your right ear to your right shoulder. Place your right hand on top of your head to help pull it down a little bit. Make sure you keep your left shoulder down. Then you're going to press into your hand and then relax further. So press, hand and head pressing together, and then relax. Again, press and release. Press, release. One last time, pressing and releasing. Okay, we'll switch sides. So placing the right hand under your hip, or just making sure you keep that shoulder down as you bring your left ear to your left shoulder. Left hand is on top, pressing and then relaxing further. Press back, relax, press, relax, press, relax, and again. This time, you'll bring your chin down and over towards the right, like you're looking under your right armpit. Taking your right hand behind the back of your head to help pull it into the stretch a little more. And then we'll press back and release. Press back, relax deeper. Moving at your own pace and what's comfortable for you. And then same thing, other side. Again, keeping the right shoulder down as you move your chin towards the left armpit, left hand behind your head, trying to relax deeper. And then press back and release. Press and release. Press. Exhale deeper. Again, pressing and releasing. Do a couple shoulder circles here, loosen them up, and then we'll come up to standing. So just ground down through your feet. Take your left arm across your body. The point of this is to keep your trunk stable. Then leading with your thumb, go up towards the ceiling, flip your hand, come back and around. So thumb leading up. As you get as high as you can, rotate your hand, come around and back and down. Again, up, flip, around, down. Be mindful that your trunk isn't rotating. We're looking for shoulder movement only here. One more time, up, flip, back, and around. Now we'll switch directions. So pinky leading up, flip, around to the front and down. Again, up behind you, rotate your hands slowly and carefully, come back down, up, around, back, flip, forward, and down. One last time. And we'll switch to the other side. So left arm, thumb leading up to the sky, rotate, back and down, up, flip, back and down. This is the external and internal rotation we were talking about in the opening of the video. Really working through what your shoulder has here. And then switching directions, pinky leading up, flip, forward and down. Really take your time here. If any spot is painful, avoid it. If it's just a little stiff, try to work through it. Okay, let's just swing our arms around our body. Let them flow. Loosen up here further. And then we'll come into kind of an athletic stance, bending your knees a little, hips sitting back, and we'll do some punches. So punch, right arm comes forward and back, and then left and back. So we're going slow and controlled here. I want you to feel through the protraction and retraction of each shoulder. So side view here so you can see that. Protracting as you come forward, retracting as you come back. Really working through your range of motion. Move at your own speed. Focus on your breath. Protraction, retraction, protraction, retraction. And then we'll widen your stance a little bit further. You can stay on your mat. Hands clasped behind you will come into a wide-legged forward fold, reaching your arms up overhead. If that's not accessible to you, you can grab a yoga strap or a robe strap or a belt for between your hands. Making sure as you're in the forward fold to keep your weight over your toes rather than back over your heels. Relaxing your neck. And play with the position of the arms, whatever is working for you. And then we'll slowly bring your hands to your hips and come back up to standing. And then have a seat either back in your chair or on your mat. And if you have a resistance band, go ahead and grab that now. If not, we'll just go without it. Bringing your elbows to your sides, holding the band with your palms facing up so your thumbs are out. We'll bring your hands out to the side, keeping your elbows in, and then slowly back in. Squeezing through your back and your shoulder blades. Being mindful that your hands are staying as if they were above a tabletop. So you're not allowing a hand to go down and straighten the elbow. Moving at your own pace, slow and controlled is the key here. Maybe shake those shoulders out if you'd like. So that was external rotation strengthening, okay? We'll do one more set of those. Elbows at your side, hands moving out and then slowly back in. That's the move we're wanting to avoid, so keep the elbow bent. Focusing on your posture here too. And now we'll move on to internal rotation strengthening. So grabbing a block or a shoe or any similar sized item. Elbows at your sides again. Palms facing in, holding your object. You're going to squeeze into the block or whatever you've got. And then relax. Squeeze and release. Strengthening the internal rotators of your shoulder. Squeeze and release. Moving at your own pace. So each squeeze, hold for 3 to 5 seconds and then release. Again, avoiding pain, but looking for some effort. Take a second, reset, and we'll do that again. Elbows at your sides, palm facing in on your object, squeeze and release. Squeeze, release. Breathing as you move through this. Spine is tall. Good, we'll set the block aside and turn to your side on the mat, straightening your legs out. We'll move into a Dandasana press. So if your knees are bent, that's fine here, but I want your legs to be active, okay? So squeezing your legs straight, you'll lift your hips up, pressing into the ground, and then lower. Press down, lift, and lower. You don't have to move much here, but I really want you to focus on pressing through the ground. Slow and controlled. Good. Now you take your right foot over top your left leg and towards your left hip, and then your left foot towards your right hip into Gomukhasana pose. If this is not accessible for you, feel free to straighten out your bottom leg. The focus here is actually on the shoulders, so you're going to bring your right arm up behind you and down your back, and the left arm down behind you and up your back. You can hold your shirt or a strap or interlace your fingers, clasping there. Tall spine. I'll show you here that bottom leg can be straight. Just find what works for you today and breathe through it. Go ahead and release carefully. We'll switch sides. So the left foot up over the right thigh towards the right buttock, and then the right foot, down and over to the left buttock. Left arm reaching up behind you and down your back. Right arm down and up your back. For this one, my right shoulder is bothering me a little bit, so I'm going to stick with the strap. Totally normal to have one side that's a little bit more flexible than the other. Just work with what you've got. Tall spine. Eyes forward. Go ahead and release gently. And uncross your legs carefully. Coming onto all fours, toes together, knees apart. Let's relax into child's pose. Relax your chest to the ground, but this time interlace your fingers with your index fingers staying straight, and bend your elbows so your hands come behind your head. Breathing, settling in. Straightening your arms, coming forward. We'll come up into more of a tabletop position here. Knees under your hips, toes tucked, and reach one arm forward into kind of a half puppy pose. Really stretching out that right side. Come back up, switch, and lead the other arm forward, chest to the ground. And come back to center. Inhale, exhale, lower down, relax into it. Feel free to play with the position of your hand. You may need to bring your thumb towards the ceiling and switch arms. Back to center, switch. Center, and to the other side. And then both arms forward. Can either have chin to the ground, forehead to the ground, whatever works for you here. And then we'll come back to seated. Time for Shavasana. Lying onto your back, feet mats distance apart, palms facing up. Today, really make sure your shoulder blades are tucked in underneath you. Notice any sensation in your shoulders. Settle into the ground beneath you. Relaxing your face. Releasing the effort. Bringing awareness back to your breath. Deep inhale and exhale. Begin wiggling your fingers and toes. Bend your knees and your elbows. Rolling onto your side. Deep breath there. Keeping your eyes closed, press up to sitting. Checking in with your body and thanking yourself for showing up today. Gently blink your eyes open. Thank you for being here.